Every year, Nien-Ling has been introduced the same way. Please welcome our founder, CEO, and always our inspiration, Nien-Ling Wacker.
Thank you. Well, I thought I'm doing a fireside chat. This is really awesome. Thank you very much. Such an early morning for a lot of the people with the from the East Coast. You it was late noontime already, right? So it's okay, I guess. Okay, well, I thought I'm going to share some ideas with you and experience. I'm not a politician nor an economist. So all I'm going to share with you is our own experience and some sort of observation what the world's going on and how we can do succeeding in the information age. Well, there's a nursery rhyme said, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all the king's horses and all the king's men could not put a Humpty Dumpty together again. Don't you feel we're living in a world like this today? We first had the 2008 the financial meltdown, and then we have the top, then we have a QE1, and then we have QE2, and every street the potholes got fixed, but our infrastructure is not fixed. And still a very high unemployment, and everything's, when we finally think things are getting better, then all the Eurozone problem happened again. So the stock market jives from up and down, up and down. So it's such an uncertainty in this world. So, 20-some years ago, there's a very fashionable to talk about we are going to change from information age, from the industrial age to an information age. And all the wise people talk about it. But today, we actually are living in that, the transition. But not many people talk about it. We blame everything, talk about everything else. But fundamentally, I believe this is a paradigm shift. It's a change. And we just have to get used to adapt to that change. Now, we can either adapt or die. We can't wait for the politician or everybody else get act together. Each individual we and people as well as the organization, we can do something about it. So what I'm going to share with the rest of it today was how we actually can do something about it. Having all of you here is actually show, we actually have some credibility about doing this, right? So bear with me, and I'm going to just share a few thoughts with you. One of the things in information age is a continuous change, the change. Today, you do not measure a company how successful is their assembly line or the people, how many people, and how tall is the building. What you measure is how quickly can you get information at your hand, how quickly can you actually make decisions and do any change process or do whatever you need to do to move quickly. But change itself is sometimes very stressful, especially for an organization. Imagine if you either have a 50th floor to first floor, you have a free fall, or from first floor to 50th floor, you have a quantum leap, fast leap. It's all very stressful for organization. So what I observe, and I think I practice in a lot of ways in our own company, is how do you establish equilibrium when you're making changes? Because first of all, people has to be trained, well-trained people. That's what they advertise about human capital. But more than that, you need the tools. We need the infrastructure. So when you're landing in there, like landing in that equilibrium, you'll be able to survive, you'll be in harmonious work rather than stressfully continue change. So what we have observed is if you're having other variety of infrastructure, one of those is IT infrastructure. And if you put an IT infrastructure into place, your change will be much more rapidly. I can imagine just, in the old way we can all visualize, is a river flowing, river with carry information, and all the people can grab the water from the river and power their own usage. And information same. If you look at it, Laserfiche has done, we actually, start with the 2008, we released the Rio and Avante, just for the same reason. It's the infrastructure is a middleware. We're trying to help move away to not only doing the old days, the share and search and retrieval. You actually use information. When you get the information, you make some change, the business process, such as the workflow. We have the quick field workflow to help you. What do we do? Because allow people, the well-trained people, to be able to move quickly and so be very flexible for an organization. In the meantime, you're having a central control, allowed to make you follow the standards so you're not gone chaos. So this is where when we designed the Laserfiche Rio and Avante was for exactly the same reason. So after this, the last few years of being used, a lot of people say, well, this is wonderful. This actually increased our efficiency. And you know what? We actually enabled to share the service across the organization. People doing AP and AR, they even do case management. Well, contract management. The legal department can do the contract management and the facility management to make sure all the infrastructure pieces of work. And the human capital management, which is HR department. And you do loan processing, you do permitting, you even do straight-through processing. And last but not the least, you do transparent records management, which is a pain most people do not want to tackle. But we do records management. It's transparent. When you actually handle the document management, handle enterprise content management, you actually can do records management. So this conference, a lot of classes, you can probably find out how we actually do it. So one of the benefits we found is in 2011 alone, we got 137 those new real systems. And they really vastly use it. I can give you a few of the examples. People like Gaston County, you may remember the CIO came last year, it was a year ago. He came as a keynote speaker on the second day. They subsequently have the Rio, and they just keep growing. A few kind of bragging stories. We live in Long Beach. Our office is in Long Beach. The Long Beach police, finally Long Beach got rid of using cash for clunkers, got rid of the old legacy systems, about 2 of them, and have a Laserfiche running. And one of the users is police department. And they actually use it to reduce the gang crime by 54%. So if you go to check out our website, there's a lot of story about how they actually achieved that goal. And Molina Healthcare, they're actually using it for credentialing and to help. They actually, to make it faster and quicker. And Oklahoma Christian University, they tie in Laserfiche with SharePoint to actually help them to submit financial aid forms and et cetera, et cetera. It's basically Laserfiche not just only using for search and retrieval. They're actually using in the day-to-day business processing. That's what the real and Advante is being using in the organization. One of the story, we're running an ad in The Economist recently, and one of the ads is a piggy bank, and the money is saving on infrastructure. For example, Tompkins County in New York, they actually helped them on the capital expenditure, which is $5.5 million. And it was a very significant usage for Laserfiche. And last but not least, I'd like to share was in Canada, I believe, Andrew Brown was the one telling me, TD financing services. They start with 75, they go 675 very, very quickly. What that means is once people start using it, you empower the staff, and they say, oh, I could do this, and I could do that. And suddenly, everybody wants to use it. This is where the power is the Laserfiche Rio and Advante system is today. Now, I'd like to sit back for a minute to look at the last couple of years, and I think I'm actually using that. Some of you may see this one. It's the Eskimos. Time was hard. In a harsh environment, they are very agile. And how, instead of turn the light down, turn the temperature, down in the dark room and sleep through the winter like the bears do, instead, they work very hard, and we succeed. So I'd like to share with you, kind of bragging about what we have done in 2011. We could have probably, just like a lot of companies, downsizing, or some of them probably lay off people, but instead we hire more people. And I was told by the HR, the recruiting person, from one person now have 3 people in recruiting, just for the last couple of years. And we actually hired in 2009 56 people, and 66 in 2010, and 73 in 2011. So this company is definitely growing. You see a lot of new faces, and as a company. On top of that, I think we're very happy for the 2 years in a row. We get our own staff had 401k 50% matching. So it means you put $1, you will get 50 cents from the company. So it's a help to establish a retirement fund. Maybe join us. I'm just, Some of you friends, we're constantly looking out for the recruiting. Our recruiting, this is a pitch, okay? So we're not asking our own vows and no, just your friends, okay? I just want to make sure I'm not cross the line. So, on top of that, I was just recently told there was a very large software company operating in the healthcare environment. And when their software, the code base is on a Visual Basic. Imagine Visual Basic. And when they hire up a new person, it will take a couple years to get the person really trained. Now, what we have done was, every time when we do an upgrade, an update, we not just change the front to look pretty. We also change the back end, the server, the code base. So we are continuously, update them. So I'm very happy to say, whenever we hire a new engineer, they can work from immediately. They don't need 6 months or 2 years to just be able to survive in a new development side. That is the real true secret of Laserfiche, what makes us to be very nimble, because we put a lot of effort in the behind rather than just to the front. So I could probably keep telling you how nice the versioning, the 8.3. I'm sure that people are going to go to the class and they're going to learn about it. We have the digital signature, the web admin console. We got a new workflow. Everybody tells us it's really great. So I'm not here to discuss that, but I'm just telling you fundamentally, this is what makes us to be able to make it a new improvement, the product much quicker. Another thing is we have in the mobile, and some of you probably using on a mobile on an iPhone already, and the Australia Verse standard. Now that allows you to have the digital signature as well as authenticate the electronic document, make sure they have an integrity. The last thing, I'll be very proud to say that our new website is up and going and doing very nice. How many of you seen our website? Wow. And that is truly a story, because in the web content management world, they have, we tried using them for ourselves. We tried to buy product. We probably, last time I probably told you the story we have. We have the battle between the IT, the marketing department, et cetera. Finally, Carl Chia, our CTO, he just said, enough is enough. I'm going to write something myself. And he started with a prototype. And actually, we are actually eating what we actually produce. We are using what we produce. And I think I would like to take opportunities. If any one of you want to do something similar what we do, talk to us. Maybe you can be a pilot. Maybe we make a product out of it. But at this moment, it's not a product. It's just for our own use. I'm very proud of it, because now we can have a markup group. They can just dynamically putting the material on very quickly, instead of have to be hard-coded. So some of us, if you want to have in your own site, talk to us. We like to entertain. It's not a release product. It's just purely our in-house using products. That's my 2 cents a sales pitch. We have a very vibrant community. Especially 2011, 2010, we actually currently have 30 user groups now. We also have, some of you are already on a CPP, 2,076 CPP registrants, and 423 already certified. And we are introduced 3 new CPP classes. I believe we have 11 classes now, right, from 8 to 11. Well, the whole idea is empower our users, empower our community. Remember, in the information age, people need to be trained to knowledge is not just only a few people, the people can have. We want everybody to be able to use it to the maximum power. That's where the CPP class is all about. And very nicely to say, among our city customers, 19 of them won the Top Digital City Award, and 23 of them won the Top Digital Counties Award. This is not the first year. Some of those congratulations to the Top Digital Cities Award. Go to our website, you can check on it. And the next one is that we got 20 of them on the Top Digital Counties Award. They're across, from small to different categories. And like Melissa earlier said, we've been busy. We've been opening offices. Instead of everything running from California, we actually have now offices in Hong Kong, in Shanghai, in near London, and in Canada. And we have just opened office in Panama. And we also have an office in Washington, D.C. and Florida. And obviously, we're having a Shanghai office, too. So for a company with our advance, for us, we have done 650 webinars, workshops, and trade shows around the world, and 550 different advertising between online advertising. This is kind of I share with some of our users, you need to know we're not just sitting in Long Beach, just write codes. We do work. So. And we also expand our ACE program. Some of you may know what this ACE program is. And we expanded including the system integrators. Because during the last year, WPC, we showed tremendous amount in system integrators want to get into ECM marketplace. But they really not in that market. So And we found it's a lot of time they like to work with us, with our VARs, and they want to be able to put ECM as part of their overall offerings. And that is where the ACE member, now we include the system integrators. So, we are talking the past, let's look at what we're going to do in 2012. It's 2012 already, huh? Time passed really quickly. One of the major undertakings we're doing is called solution exchange. This way, everybody they can share. This is our, the launched. And I would like you to check on our website and be able to use it. Because the power of the software, power of the system, is because more people know how to share. Oh, this is great. You did this? Or how do you do that? That's what we need to do. It's not just one person write it. It's all of us contributing to it. And we'd like to share with you the business process. Everybody share. Because this idea we got actually come from 2 or 3 years ago during the conference. Some of the users got up and they say, oh, I did this little thing. And everybody said, oh, how did you do that? Can I have that? So this is where allow you to share this, your opportunities. Everybody could be a hero, could be a guru. This is the way to shine your, what you have done for your organization yourself. A lot of us have ideas, right? This is why we need a forum to be able to share how cool what you have done. And not only just also benefit to your organization. So the whole thing is the CPP. We also introduced a gold certification. So I would like to see, the next time we'll say how many people have a gold certified, instead of just have one class here, one class there. How many of you took a class? Can you write down? Well, that's quite a lot. I hope next time everybody's going to say, I have registered. I've been pushing one of the people to say, have you taken classes yet? This is what, I know Melissa Henry took all the classes. Melissa Stan, how many have you taken? 8. How many have you passed? 8. You don't have a special favor, right? No one give you a special treatment, do they?
After work.
You worked, okay. But it's very easy. You can go, no one will know you failed. You can take it again. This is the whole idea. Give you the opportunity to everybody to really be empowered. So what we thought was, what we need to do this year is to have not just only user group, also have industry-specific user groups. And we're going to have more international offices, which allow us to think globally, act regionally, really. A lot of you being in a local office, they're a bit lonely, but actually, it's a hard work, especially like Andrew. He went from sunny California to frigid Ottawa, right? So I know it is a sacrifice. And don't ask me to pay you more money, though. You can see a lot of, anyway, but we really appreciate it. But this is what actually increased. I think I'm sure our Canadian VARs and users are very happy to have an office there and be able to, getting a quicker response. And we also would like to having we submitted with the economists having the whole year campaign. And if you actually be a subscriber, you can actually, we see on a two-page spread on a 1/3 page on the bottom. And if you want having some of the print, you can talk to our marketing people. They can probably get you some sort of, right? The prints, the publications, yes. There's a lot where I can go on, but this is just a few. And we also want to put, now this is the mobile, the Laserfiche mobile on iPad. They're busy working on it. They might even going to show you in this, in this conference. And we'd like to be able to have a secure information access through your mobile, the iPad. I have an iPad. I would read all my newspaper there. I changed from reading print newspaper, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, so now I read them from my iPad. So I think it would be very nice to have a Laserfiche on the iPad and use it. And we also have e-forms to put them on. Basically, for the Laserfiche users, they want to be able to submitting stuff from the e-form. I believe you can see it in this conference, and we have SDK 8.3. So allow people to integrate, okay? Expand functionality for Java libraries. And we're going to have a web access enhancement up to 50% faster performance. I don't know how they do it, but talk to the guys. Go to information center, and they do. I used to be able to know, but I have not been kept up to date as much as those guys. They really know what they're doing. So I thought I'd share a little kind of interesting little story with you. We are in the Chinese New Year's. And then in New Year's, this is, which year is it? How many people know this is a Chinese Lunar New Year? Yeah. It's a dragon year. Now, for the kids, when we were kids, I really, other than firecrackers, a lot of food, it's the red packet money. This is what we live in, waiting for the whole year. For the adults, any adults will give us their money and put the money under the pillow till next morning, wake up, you have all the money, more money coming in. All the red packets. Whatever amount you give is fine. If you want to give me some more time. But you don't give it to married people. You give it to the people not married. Okay, so you can do it. We have a lot of packets too. Laserfiche International have a red parcels. Okay. Now, the story is not about this. The story is about when I was a little girl. I have all those money. I saved it. I bought a pair of shoes, very shiny leather shoes. And in those days, my shoes were made by my grandmother, the cloth shoes. In Shanghai, the cloth, sometimes it's cold and wet, and the cloth shoes get wet. The leather shoes are much nicer. But I bought a pair, we have a pair, only use it to go to the wedding, one wedding. It's very beautiful, nice. I would like to, every time you look at it, I wish I could wear them. But you take a look at it, put back in the shoebox, never wear them until about next wedding, somebody's wedding. You took it out, you want to put them on, it's too small. It broke the heart, You wait, you save so much money, you bought this pair of shoes, and you can't wear them anymore. I think the story is, it's a pair of shoes to a little girl is a very valuable asset. Because that's all she has, is an asset. But we will save it. We're not using it. And I like to share with you this thing. Use your assets now. I wish we could wear every day. I might be a great dancer. Who knows? But, I didn't wear them. And I also regret, a lot of time, every one of us have an opportunity. Information is an asset. They say it's the most valuable asset. If we don't use it, what is the use later on? Just like the little girl's pair of shoes. It's too small for her. It's no longer useful. And I think that's how we should think. Time is really, it's an essence. You have to move things quickly. If you don't move it, it will be obsolete. So, I'd like to share with you on the ECM has come a long way. They used to call document imaging, document management, and then you have the content, the audio, the videos, and you have enterprise content management. And you know what? This is really very expensive, so is memory. Both things are very expensive. And the software and everything else. So you divide, you have non-users, you have retrieval users, you have full users. And that is the way to ration, I grown up as a little child, we have food rationing. You ration 4 ounces of meat in a week for a person. I mean, you only can use Laserfiche, a retrieval user. You cannot do the other thing. You cannot use non-users. So this is what the information coming, ECM come a long way. You see the little one, no middle one, and the high one. And what we done was, today, computing power is, it's cheap, really. That this is, like I used to say, cheaper than toilet paper. It is really much cheaper than toilet paper. So you should really use it just to your heart's content. But don't wait. I mean, really, literally, you can. And there's no reason to ration the ECM access anymore. And like the way the TD financing in Canada, I can see the story over and over again. The people, once they got into the system, empower the user, they want to give the people an ability to make decisions. You never know. And there was a young, as a person sitting in the corner in the office, never say anything, suddenly grabbing into a Laserfiche, they turn to be a magician to make all the improvements in the organization. This is what we want to do in the information age. Because how can you say, well, like the Industrial Revolution those days, well, this person only do this only do this. Because in the information age, our role changes, our ability making decisions, and this is where you have to empower the people. But they can't do anything. It's hard, If you have a tools and the tools are affordable, allow them to have these tools. So, I would think, one of the person would say, in 5 years, the Laserfiche will be like an email. I would think so. We're currently in the, that's Gaston County, I think. They started Rio in February 2011. They upgrade, keep every time they add in more people. I want this, I want that. They're immediately having 720 users in the enterprise. So, what I'm trying to say was, I can say a lot of things and over again, but time is to move on. We have quite a lot of people still on the United and team, and this is the time to move on to Rio. We have an information center, and please visit them. Let's see this little girl actually wear the red shoes, be able to run into the place that you use the shoes, and let's use the information and upgrade to Rio and Avante. Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't forget, give me the red parcels. Give it to me. Thank you. The cloth shoes. In Shanghai, the cloth, sometimes it's cold and wet, and the cloth shoes get wet. The leather shoes are much nicer. But I bought a pair, we have a pair, only use it to go to the wedding, one wedding. It's very beautiful, nice. I would like to, every time you look at it, I wish I could wear them. But you take a look at it, put back in the shoebox, never wear them until about next wedding, somebody's wedding. You took it out, you want to put them on, it's too small. It broke the heart, You wait, you save so much money, you bought this pair of shoes, and you can't wear them anymore. I think the story is, it's a pair of shoes to a little girl is a very valuable asset. Because that's all she has, the assets. But we will save it. We're not using it. And I like to share with you this thing. Use your assets now. I wish we could wear every day. I might be a great dancer. Who knows? But I didn't wear them, and I also regret. A lot of time, every one of us have an opportunity. Information is an asset. They say it's the most valuable asset. If we don't use it, what is the use later on? Just like the little girl's pair of shoes. It's too small for her. It's no longer useful. And I think that's how we should think. Time is really, it's an essence. You have to move things quickly. If you don't move it, it will be obsolete. So, I'd like to share with you on the ECM has come a long way. You used to call document imaging, document management, and then you have the content, the audio, the videos, and you have enterprise content management. And you know what? This is really very expensive, so is memory. Both things are very expensive. And the software and everything else. So you divide, you have non-users, you have retrieval users, you have full users. And that is the way to ration, you know? I grown up as a little child, we have food rationing. You ration 4 ounces of meat in a week for a person. I mean, you only can use Laserfiche, a retrieval user. You cannot do the other thing. You cannot use non-users. So this is what the information coming, ECM come a long way. You see the little one, no middle one, and the high one. And what we done was, today, computing power is, it's cheap, really. That this is, like I used to say, cheaper than toilet paper. It is really much cheaper than toilet paper. So you should really use it just to your heart's content. But don't wait. I mean, really, literally, you can. And there's no reason to ration the ECM access anymore. And like the way the TD financing in Canada, I can see the story over and over again. The people, once they got into the system, empower the user, they want to give the people an ability to make decisions. You never know. And there was a young, as a person sitting in the corner in the office, never say anything, suddenly grabbing into a Laserfiche, they turn to be a really, magician to make all the improvements in the organization. This is what we want to do in the information age. Because how can you say, well, like the Industrial Revolution those days, well, this person only do this only do this. Because in the information age, our role changes, our ability making decisions, and this is where you have to empower the people. But they can't do anything. It's hard, If you have tools and the tools are affordable, allow them to have these tools. So, I would think, one of the person would say, in 5 years, the Laserfiche will be like an email. I would think so. We're currently in the, that's Gaston County, I think. They started Rio in February 2011. They upgrade, keep every time they add in more people. I want this, I want that. They're immediately having 720 users in the enterprise. So, what I'm trying to say was, I can say a lot of things and over again, but time is to move on. We have quite a lot of people still on the United and team, and this is the time to move on to Rio. We have an information center, and please visit them. Let's see this little girl actually wear the red shoes, be able to run into the place that you use the shoes, and let's use the information and upgrade to Rio and Avante. Thank you very much. Thank you. Don't forget, give me the red parcels. Give it to me. Thank you.